Hello again, SDW Nation. It's your girl, Carly, back in the mix for another action-packed edition of the SDW Friday Night Lightning podcast. What a show we had last Friday. Absolute chaos, jaw-dropping moments, and titles on the line. From Trick Williams earning a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship to the incredible main event where CM Punk found backup in Brick Grimes to take on the Megabucks. And don't even get me started on that women's tag team title shocker with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Wow. Greg and Sandy are ready to break it all down, diving deep into all the action, rivalries, and what's next for our SDW superstars. Plus, with Deck the Halls still fresh in our minds, they'll speculate how these stories are shaping the road to Mayhem next month. So grab a chair, crank up the volume, and let's talk SDW. Greg, Sandy, it's all yours.
All right, so get ready to jump back into Stone Dog Wrestling.
Back into the wild world of SDW.
Another wild week.
Yeah.
Every week is wild in its own right.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a lot to talk about. We've got the articles. We got the social media buzz.
Mm-hmm.
We even got some fan theories to unpack.
Yeah.
So let's get right to it. I mean, this is SDW where they pull off a whole show.
They do.
In just 48 hours.
Huh.
It's crazy. Every Friday night.
Unbelievable.
It's live on Twitch and YouTube.
It's right.
And they're making waves in the wrestling world.
They are. And that's what's so remarkable, I think, about, Stone Dog and his whole approach to this is that he's able to maintain this incredible pace.
Yeah.
This breakneck speed of creating a show.
Yeah.
And yet it's not just like a quick, slapdash thing. It's actually really compelling storylines. It's great matches.
Yeah.
It's a testament to his creativity, I think.
For sure. And tonight we're going to dig into some of the biggest questions heading into this week's episode.
All right.
First up, the enigma that is Lilith Smoke.
Mm.
I mean, this woman has been tearing through the women's division.
She has.
But we still know next to nothing about her.
Right.
This week, she is facing Alexa Bliss.
Oh.
Someone who's not afraid to dive into the psychological side of things.
Interesting.
So what do you think about this matchup?
Well, I think it's really intriguing for a couple of reasons. Alexa's mind games and the whole supernatural element that she often brings to her matches,
right,
I think could be a fascinating counter to Lilith's style, which is very brutal, very almost primal,
Yeah.
So how is that going to play out,
Yeah.
But the bigger question, I think, in a lot of fans' minds is, are we finally going to learn more about Lilith?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the match where Stone Dog decides to reveal some crucial details about her past?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
The fans are dying for answers.
Yeah, they are. And remember those cryptic symbols that she keeps leaving after her matches?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some fans think that they're connected to ancient mythology.
That's right.
While others believe it's a code leading to her true identity.
It's brilliant how he's using these little breadcrumbs, these little clues.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of build this anticipation.
Yeah.
He's creating a puzzle for the fans to solve.
Totally.
And that keeps them coming back for more.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about another major player stepping into the SDW ring this week, Roman Reigns.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is a huge deal.
This is big.
We know that he played a crucial role in helping CM Punk win the world title at Deck the Halls.
Mm-hmm.
But what are his intentions now?
Right.
Is he here to support Punk? Or does he have his own agenda?
Well, you got to remember, Roman Reigns, he's got that presence, right? That dominant, almost emperor-like presence.
Yes.
He's not someone who just shows up to make friends.
Right.
I think there are a lot of fans out there who are speculating that he might be eyeing the SDW World Championship himself.
Yeah, I mean, he is a top-tier competitor.
Absolutely.
And he's never been one to shy away from a challenge. And plus, let's not forget, his history with Punk is
complicated.
Very complex.
Yeah.
They've been allies and rivals in the past, so
oh, yeah.
Their interactions are going to be fascinating to watch.
For sure. Now, speaking of CM Punk,
yeah,
he's not actually scheduled to be at SDW this week.
That's right.
So do you think his absence will factor into Reigns' appearance?
That's a good question. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Stern Dog is a master of surprise.
He is.
So even without Punk physically present,
right,
his presence will undoubtedly be felt in some way.
Right.
Maybe Reigns will address Punk directly. sending a message, that reverberates through the entire SDW universe.
Right.
Or maybe this is Stone Dog's way of giving Reigns the spotlight,
Yeah.
allowing him to really establish his own presence before a potential confrontation with Punk down the line.
Interesting.
All right. Before we get too deep into speculation,
Okay.
let's rewind back to last week's show. Okay. That triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship contender spot.
Oh, yeah.
That was absolute mayhem.
It was.
We had Trick Williams going up against Logan Paul and Dizzy.
3 very different styles.
Very different.
Yeah.
And it was nonstop action from the bell.
From the bell.
I mean, what really stood out to you about that match?
You know what stood out to me was how each competitor's personality really shone through in their use of weapons.
Oh, interesting.
Dizzy, true to his name, true to his unpredictable style.
Yeah.
He used everything. He used a stop sign. He used a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
To gain an advantage. It was almost like performance art as much as it was wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is what makes him so captivating to watch.
He's so unpredictable. You never know what he's going to do.
Never know. What's he going to pull out next?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Logan Paul seemed to be going for a more brutal, hardcore approach.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't afraid to get bloody. I mean, he was
Yeah.
using that ladder and kendo stick with a ferocity that surprised even me.
Yeah, it's clear he's serious about making a name for himself in SDW.
Yeah.
And he's willing to push the limits to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's Trick Williams,
Yeah.
the ultimate high flyer.
Fly.
I mean, he used his agility and his aerial skills to kind of avoid the brawling on the ground and strategically pick his moments to strike.
Right.
That finishing elbow drop from the top rope.
Oh, so good.
I mean, it was a thing of beauty.
Perfectly executed.
Perfectly executed.
Yeah.
Showcasing his incredible athleticism.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear why Trick is the #1 contender now.
Yeah.
He's got the skills, the charisma, the drive to be a champion.
He does.
I'm really curious to see who he ends up facing for the title. There's so many possibilities in that division.
There are. And speaking of possibilities, we can't overlook Tony Khan's continuing presence in SDW.
Oh, yeah.
Last week, he was stirring the pot again, this time targeting Aaron A-Sweet. What do you make of his motivations?
It's like he's trying to disrupt the SDW ecosystem from within.
It does feel that way.
Right.
Yeah.
First, he tries to manipulate the tag team division with CM Punk.
Right.
And now he's going after one of SDW's most beloved figures.
One of the good guys.
In Aaron Sweet. Yeah. It's almost like he's testing the limits, seeing how far he can push things before someone pushes back.
Right. And what's interesting is that he's not relying on brute force. He's not a wrestler himself.
Right.
He's using his influence, his connections, even his words to create chaos.
Yeah.
He's a master strategist,
Yeah.
playing a long game that we're only just beginning to understand.
That's right. And the question is, who will be the one to challenge him directly?
Yeah.
I mean, CM Punk is obviously a prime candidate,
Of course.
given their history.
Right.
But what about someone like Aaron Sweet,
Yeah.
who's been personally targeted by Khan, or maybe even a wild card, like Brick Grimes,
Oh, yeah.
who's shown that he's not afraid to stand up to anyone?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And this is where I think the true brilliance of Stone Dog's storytelling comes in.
Okay.
He's created this world where anyone can be a hero.
Yeah.
Anyone can be a villain. And the lines between the two are constantly shifting.
I love that.
It keeps us guessing. It keeps us invested.
Absolutely.
And it makes every episode must-see TV.
You got that right. And speaking of must-see TV, we've got 2 championship matches to discuss,
Okay.
both with some serious implications for the future of their respective divisions.
All right.
First up, Blue Monica defending her women's TV title against Bayley.
Oh, a rematch.
A rematch. This was highly anticipated.
It was.
And it did not disappoint.
No.
I mean, Bayley came in with a fire in her eyes,
Mm-hmm.
determined to reclaim the title that she once held.
She wanted it back.
But Blue Monica is a force of nature right now.
Yeah, she is on a roll.
I mean, her confidence, her power, her athleticism, it's all on another level.
It is. And the way she utilizes her unique moveset is just masterful.
Oh, yeah.
That Blue Dream finisher, it's one of the most impactful moves
It is.
in all of women's wrestling.
I agree.
And her high-flying Swannon bomb, it's a testament to her incredible agility.
Yeah. I mean, Bayley put up a good fight,
She did.
but it wasn't enough to overcome Monica's dominance.
No, it wasn't. What impressed me, though, was Monica's ability to adapt to Bayley's strategy.
Oh, okay.
Bayley clearly did her homework. She studied Monica's weaknesses.
Yeah.
And she tried to exploit them early on. But Monica adjusted. She countered Bayley's moves.
Wow.
And she showcased a level of in-ring intelligence that we haven't really seen from her before.
So she's evolving as a champion.
She is.
It's not just the power and the athleticism.
Right.
There's a mind there.
There's a strategy.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see.
Absolutely. So this raises the question, who can possibly dethrone her?
I mean, that's the question on everyone's mind. The women's division is stacked with talent.
It is.
But right now, Blue Monica is at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone like Lilith Smoke?
Yeah.
If she can unlock the secrets of her past and harness that power, could pose a serious threat. Or maybe a newcomer will emerge from the ranks ready to challenge the established order.
Yeah. I mean, one thing's for sure. The road to the women's TV title goes through Blue Monica.
It does.
And it's going to be a wild ride for whoever dares to step up to her.
For sure. Now let's shift gears and talk about another hard-hitting title defense. Reaper versus Drew McIntyre for the TV championship.
Oh, yeah.
This match was a clash of titans.
It was.
Two powerhouses with completely different styles.
Right.
But equal levels of intensity. You know, Reaper, the reigning champion.
Yeah.
He's known for his brutal, relentless offense. While Drew McIntyre brings a combination of technical prowess and raw power to the ring.
Yeah, so a really interesting contrast of styles.
I was particularly impressed by Reaper's psychological game.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's a master of intimidation, using his imposing physique, his menacing glare,
That stare,
to get inside his opponent's head. And he doesn't let up, you know? He's constantly pressuring his opponent, wearing them down with a series of punishing moves.
It's relentless.
It is.
But Drew McIntyre was definitely game, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he fought back with everything he had.
He said.
Showcasing his incredible strength. I mean, the power bombs and suplexes.
Oh, man.
That would have put most wrestlers down for the count.
For sure.
But Reaper just kept coming back.
Like a machine.
Like a relentless machine.
Yeah.
And then there was that controversial moment with Bobby,
Oh.
the referee. His delayed count during Reaper's pin attempt.
Ooh.
Raised a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about that online.
Yeah, I mean, some fans think that he was intentionally giving Reaper an advantage, while others believe it was just an honest mistake.
Right. You know, it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But knowing Stone Dog, there's probably more to it than meets the eye.
Right.
He loves to plant these little seeds of doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving us wondering about the motivations of even the seemingly neutral characters.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant way to keep the audience engaged.
It is.
And create that sense of paranoia within the SDW universe.
Right. We're left wondering, who can we trust?
Right.
Is anyone truly impartial?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that uncertainty just adds another layer of intrigue to the already captivating world of Stone Dog Wrestling. But before we dive into the potential implications of Bobby's actions, we need to talk about the match that sent shockwaves through the entire women's tag team division.
Okay.
The Anarchists versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Wow.
For the SDW Women's Tag Team Championships.
What a matchup.
This match was a clash of styles and personalities.
It was.
With the Anarchists bringing their chaotic, rule-breaking energy against the powerhouse duo of Cargill and Belair.
Right.
Now, Rhea Ripley and Lilith Smoke the Anarchists.
Yeah.
They've been a dominant force in the tag team division.
They have.
Ripley's raw power and aggression combined with Lilith's mysterious aura and unorthodox fighting style.
Right.
I mean, it made them a formidable team.
A really tough team to beat.
Very tough. Yeah. But Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair were more than ready for the challenge.
They were.
I mean, Cargill's athleticism and power, coupled with Belair's incredible strength and charisma.
Right.
I mean, they were a force to be reckoned with.
They were.
The match itself was a whirlwind of action.
It was.
With both teams showcasing their unique strengths. The Anarchists utilized quick tags and double-team maneuvers to try and isolate their opponents, while Cargill and Belair relied on their individual power and athleticism to counter.
And how about those near falls?
Oh, so many.
I mean, the crowd was on the edge of their seats.
They were. The momentum shifted back and forth throughout the match.
It did.
But in the end, it was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair who emerged victorious.
Wow, what a moment.
Capturing the SDW Women's Tag Team Championships.
New champions.
New champions. This victory's huge.
It is.
It signifies a changing of the guard in the women's tag team division.
It really does.
I mean, Cargill and Belair are a force to be reckoned with. And their reign as champions promises to be exciting.
For sure. But, their victory also raises some intriguing questions.
Such as?
How will the anarchists respond to this loss?
Oh, good question.
Will they seek revenge?
Yeah.
Or will this be a catalyst for them to reevaluate their strategies and come back stronger than ever?
And how will Cargill and Belair's personalities mesh as champions?
That's a good point.
Right. Will they be a united front?
Yeah.
Or will their individual ambitions eventually lead to friction?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
The women's tag team division is more dynamic and unpredictable than ever before.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, and it's not just because of Jade and Bianca. There's a lot of other great teams in that division.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you got a sense of unpredictability right now, where every match feels like it could be a game changer.
You were absolutely right. And speaking of game changers, we can't forget Jimmy Phoenix, who once again proved why he's the reigning global champion. That match against MJF.
Oh, man.
It was a clinic in athleticism and resilience.
I mean, MJF, he's such a cunning competitor, always trying to find an edge, whether it's through psychological tactics or bending the rules.
Right.
But Phoenix's speed and agility were just too much for him to handle.
Yeah, those Phoenix forearms.
Yeah.
And those devastating disaster kicks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, MJF never really had a chance to get his offense going.
No, he didn't. And you talk about the Phoenix Salt finisher.
Oh, my gosh.
It's poetry in motion.
It is.
The way he flies through the air.
With such grace and precision.
With such grace and precision. And the impact is incredible.
Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, what's fascinating about Phoenix, though, is his ability to stay calm under pressure.
Right.
I mean, MJF tried to get in his head, but Phoenix never wavered.
He stayed focused.
He stayed focused on his game plan. And it paid off in the end.
Yeah, there's a mental toughness that separates the good from the great.
Absolutely.
And I think Jimmy Phoenix is definitely in the great category.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who Stone Dog pits against him next.
Yeah, who's next?
I mean, we know the Global Championship is a coveted prize.
Oh, yeah.
And there are plenty of hungry competitors.
There are.
Looking to take it from him.
Looking to knock him off that pedestal.
I mean, we've seen some incredible challengers step up to Phoenix in the past.
We have.
Remember that brutal match against Claudio Castagnoli?
Oh, yeah.
Or that technical masterpiece against Bryan Danielson?
Wow, yeah.
I mean, Phoenix has been tested.
He's been through the ringer.
But he always seems to find a way to prevail.
He does. And that's what makes him such a compelling champion.
Yes.
He's not invincible.
Yeah.
But he's got that fighting spirit.
Yeah.
That never give up attitude. That makes you believe he can overcome any obstacle.
And that's what the fans connect with.
They do.
Right. They see themselves in Jimmy Phoenix.
The underdog.
The underdog who fights against all odds.
Right.
The one who never backs down from a challenge.
Exactly.
Now, before we get to the main event, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
Or should I say the referee in the striped shirt?
Okay. I see where you're going.
Bobby.
Yeah, his actions.
During the Reaper McIntyre match.
Oh, yeah.
Have sparked a ton of debate online.
We have. A lot of people are talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, some fans think he's gone rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even aligning himself with a particular wrestler.
Right.
Or faction.
I mean, it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Remember, Stone Dog loves to blur the lines between good and evil.
He does.
A corrupt referee could completely shake up the power dynamics in SDW.
Yeah, imagine the chaos.
Oh, man.
If Bobby starts manipulating match outcomes.
Favoring certain wrestlers over others.
Yeah, it would be a bold move.
It would be.
But it's not out of character for Stone Dog?
No, it's not. He's always looking for ways to push the boundaries.
Yeah, to keep the audience guessing.
Right. And let's not forget.
Yeah.
We've seen hints of Bobby's darker side before.
We have.
Remember that time he quote-unquote accidentally tripped a wrestler?
Oh, yeah.
Costing him the match?
Mm-hmm.
Or that incident where he seemed to turn a blind eye to a blatant rule violation?
Right.
Those moments might have seemed insignificant at the time, but now they're starting to look like pieces of a bigger puzzle.
It's like Stone Dog has been laying the groundwork for this potential heel turn all along.
Right.
Dropping subtle hints and clues.
Little breadcrumbs.
That we're only now starting to piece together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a masterclass in long-term storytelling.
It is. And it creates this atmosphere of paranoia and distrust.
Yes.
Which is perfect for a wrestling show.
Right.
We're left wondering, who can we trust?
Exactly.
Is anyone truly neutral?
It makes every match,
every interaction,
that much more intense and unpredictable.
Absolutely.
All right, let's dive into the main event that had everyone talking.
Okay.
CM Punk needing a tag team partner to face the Mega Bucks.
The Mega Bucks.
Chose Brick Grimes.
What?
Yeah, it was a surprising pairing, to say the least.
That is a surprise. I gotta admit, when I first heard the announcement,
yeah,
I was skeptical.
Oh,
I mean, Brick Grimes is a powerhouse, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not really known for his technical skills.
Right.
Or his strategic thinking.
He's a brawler.
He's a brawler, a force of nature.
Right.
But could he really mesh with CM Punk's more calculated, methodical style?
Right. But that's the beauty of Stone Dog Wrestling.
It is.
He takes these seemingly mismatched individuals
Uh-huh.
and throws them together,
Yeah.
creating these unpredictable dynamics
Right.
that keep us on the edge of our seats.
And you know what?
What?
In this case, it worked brilliantly.
It did.
Grimes' raw power was the perfect counter to the Megabucks' speed and agility.
Totally. I mean, he was like a brick wall, absorbing their attacks and creating openings for Punk to exploit.
And Punk, as always, was the mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
Directing traffic.
Yeah.
Orchestrating the chaos.
It was amazing.
He knew exactly when to tag Grimes in
Yeah.
when to unleash his own offense and how to keep the Megabucks off balance.
Their contrasting styles. I mean, they ended up complementing each other perfectly.
Yeah.
It was a classic case of brains and brawn.
It was.
And it proved to be too much for the Megabucks to handle.
They couldn't overcome that.
And that finishing sequence,
Oh,
a
man.
thing of beauty.
Tell me about it.
Grimes locked one of the Jackson brothers in that devastating rear naked chokehold, while Punk hit the other with his signature GTS.
Double submission.
Double submission, double pin.
Wow.
The crowd went wild.
A statement victory.
It was.
Not just for Punk and Grimes, but for Stone Dog himself.
Yeah.
You know, it showed that he's not afraid to take risks.
To shake things up.
To create moments that defy expectations.
And it left us with so many questions.
It did. So many questions.
I mean, will we see more of this unlikely duo?
Right?
Could Punk and Grimes become a regular tag team?
That's the question.
Or was this just a one-time thing?
Yeah.
A temporary alliance born out of necessity?
Who knows? I mean, only time will tell.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
This win has thrown the tag team division into disarray.
It has.
I mean, the Megabucks,
yeah.
once considered unbeatable,
Right.
have been dethroned.
Dethroned. And now the field is wide open.
Yes.
New contenders emerging,
Right.
alliances shifting.
It's a great time to be a Stone Dog Wrestling fan.
It is.
I mean, the action is intense.
The storylines are unpredictable.
Characters are larger than life.
And with Tony Khan lurking in the shadows.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about him.
Stirring up trouble.
Right.
Manipulating events to his own advantage. I mean, the stakes have never been higher.
No, they haven't.
What's his endgame?
Yeah.
Who will be his next target?
Good question.
And who will rise to challenge him?
I mean, these are the questions that keep us coming back for more.
They do.
Week after week.
Every week.
Stone Dog Wrestling is a show that never fails to surprise, excite.
And leave us wanting more.
And leave us wanting more. Man, we have covered a lot of ground tonight.
Yeah.
From championship matches to surprise appearances. But there's one thing that just keeps coming back to me.
What's that?
The sheer passion and dedication
Yeah.
that fuels Stone Dog Wrestling.
It's palpable. You can feel it.
You can feel it.
In every match, every promo.
Every single moment.
Every single moment.
Stone Dog pours his heart and soul into this show.
He does.
And it resonates with the fans.
And the fans feel it.
They do. And remember, we're talking about a show that's created from scratch in just 48 hours.
I know. It's insane.
That's insane. It's crazy.
48 hours.
And yet they consistently deliver high-quality entertainment week after week.
Week in and week out.
It's a testament to his vision.
Yeah.
And the hard work of everyone involved.
Yeah. And, you know, that DIY spirit, I think, is part of what makes SDW so unique.
For sure.
You know, it's a show that's made by fans for fans.
Absolutely.
They're not afraid to take risks, to try new things, to push the boundaries of what's possible in professional wrestling.
It's a breath of fresh air.
It is.
In an industry that can sometimes feel stale and predictable.
A little too corporate sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too safe.
Right. Exactly. Stone Dog Wrestling is raw. It's unpredictable.
And it's always entertaining.
It is.
Yeah.
And they're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen them introduce new characters, new storylines, new match types.
Mm-hmm.
They're not content with just resting on their laurels.
No.
They're always looking for ways to improve and grow.
And the fans respond to that.
They do. They keep coming back for more.
They do.
And there's this sense of excitement, this feeling that anything can happen in Stone Dog Wrestling.
Anything can happen.
You never know who's going to show up.
Right.
What alliances are going to be formed.
Right.
Or what shocking twists are just around the corner.
You never know. It's like watching a live-action comic book unfold before your eyes.
I love that analogy.
You know, the heroes are flawed, the villains are complex,
Yeah.
and the lines between good and evil are constantly blurred.
And speaking of blurred lines,
Yeah.
let's circle back to Bobby.
Bobby. What's he gonna do?
I mean, we've talked about his potentially corrupt actions.
Right.
But what does this mean for the future of SDW?
Well, you know, if he is indeed aligning himself with a particular wrestler or faction,
Right.
it could have a seismic impact on the entire show.
Yeah. I mean, imagine the chaos.
Oh, man.
If championship matches are decided by biased officiating.
I know it would throw everything into disarray.
It would create this atmosphere of distrust and paranoia where no victory would feel legitimate. And every outcome would be questioned.
And that's what makes the storyline so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not just about a corrupt referee.
Right.
It's about the erosion of trust,
Yeah.
the decay of integrity, and the potential for absolute chaos.
And it's a classic wrestling trope.
Yeah, it is.
But Stone Dog is putting his own unique spin on it.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing in a corrupt referee for cheap heat.
No.
He's weaving it into the larger narrative.
Right.
Using it to explore deeper themes and challenge our assumptions.
Right. And it's forcing us to ask some tough questions.
It is.
You know what happens when the people we're supposed to trust
Yeah.
are no longer trustworthy?
Right.
How do we make sense of a world where the rules are constantly being bent and broken?
I mean, these are questions that resonate beyond the world of professional wrestling.
They do.
These are questions we grapple with in our everyday lives.
That's great.
And that's part of what makes Stone Dog Wrestling so engaging.
It is.
It's not just escapist entertainment. It's a reflection of the complexities
Right.
and contradictions of the human experience.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a show that makes us think, makes us feel.
Makes us question everything we thought we knew about professional wrestling.
I agree.
So what's the final takeaway from this deep dive?
Well, for starters, if you're not already watching Stone Dog Wrestling,
Yeah.
you're missing out.
You are.
It's a show that's breaking new ground,
Yes.
pushing the boundaries,
Absolutely.
and redefining what it means to be a wrestling fan.
It's raw. It's unpredictable.
It's thought-provoking.
And it's always entertaining.
Tune in every Friday night
On Twitch and YouTube.
and join the revolution.
And until next week, keep those heads up
Those chairs down.
and those minds open.
Because in the world of Stone Dog Wrestling,
Anything is possible.
That's a wrap, SDW fans. Another Friday Night Lightning podcast in the books, and what a ride it's been. Big thanks to Greg and Sandy for their deep dive into all the drama and action. And of course, thanks to you, the fans, for keeping SDW at the top of its game. Don't forget to tune in every Friday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time for SDW Friday Night Lightning, live on the Stone Dog Entertainment Twitch and YouTube channels. And hey, while you're here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a podcast, match, or moment. Until next time, stay hyped, stay loyal, and keep it locked on SDW.